Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone, starting with Elder Apostles Tahar on down. Double honors to the elder of the Man of Israel camp, the Chazat, whom I teach under, down here in Greenville, South Carolina. I also would like to give another shout out to you, sincere Akim, you brothers out there that's pushing this truth in all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. And I also would like to give another shout out to Israelite foreigners that's looking like the other heathen nations causing confusion, coming back to our heritage in these latter days. And also a quick shout out to you, few Awathium, you sisters out there that's standing in order and doing Chinese during these last days. All right, to y'all, I'd like to say Shalom. And also, I would like to say Shabbat Shalom. All right, today is the new moon Sabbath, which the Sabbath would, for now, be Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. That would be the Sabbath for this current month. All right, because we keep the Sabbath by the new moon. We don't keep it by Friday to Saturday like you clowns do. Y'all follow it by the calendar, which the calendar is off as well, man. But anyway, that's another topic for another day, man. With this lesson, I want to go into this article, all right, that I saw on the End Time headlines, and it's titled "Judge orders some Texas public schools to remove 10 Commandments poster." You see, which oh man, wow! Call lawyer, how about Shion Washaf? I see a license plate right in front of me said 441. Man, that's the spirit, man. Because I'm going into the laws, statutes, and commandments. Man, call lawyer, how about Shion Washaf? I just happened to look up. But anyway, it said judge orders some Texas public schools to remove 10 Commandments poster. And like I was saying, if you don't know what the 10 Commandments are, the 10 Commandments are the commandments that the Lord gave to us when we was delivered out of ancient Egypt, man. All right, the Lord gave the 10 Commandments to, our forefather Moses, man. All right, which he wrote on the table of stones, right? By the finger of God, by the finger of Yahweh, man. All right. And those commandments, those were the first 10 that the Lord gave us, when we was delivered out of ancient Egypt. And, now, they're trying to ban it out of schools, which, ain't too many schools still teaches the Bible, man. I'm surprised, that you still got certain schools that uphold the Bible, or still got 10 Commandments, on the Bible, man. I mean, in the schools, man. Because we understand that this is a wicked kingdom, man. So everything that's of Yahweh Shem Shah, they're gonna denounce, man. They're gonna take away because they don't want, the elect. Honestly, the reason they're doing certain things like this because they understand that the elect was going to be brought forth. The elect was going to be risen, man. So anything they got to do with Bible scriptures or commandments, anything of that nature, the names, and man, they're going to denounce it. They're going to get rid of it, man. And this is another thing that they're trying to do, get rid of, teaching your kids about the Bible in school. That's why when I was in school, they never taught us about the Lord, man. We ain't did nothing for the Lord in school, man. Not that I know of. Since I've been in school, and I'm what 24 years old. 24 years old. Jay done forgot his age, man. Yeah, I'm 24 years old, man. And since I've been in school, man, hey, they ain't never taught us about the scriptures. They ain't never taught us about no God. They ain't never taught us about. Cause I remember one time I was in elementary school, man. I ain't even know who God was, man. My mom and them didn't teach me. Although I knew, my grandma and them used to go to church, but as a kid, Jake wasn't thinking about that, man. But it's the reason why they didn't want us to learn about that in school, man, because they already knew the elect could be risen up, and they trying to defeat prophecy, man. But it's not going to happen, Esau. No matter what you take away from it, you can't take the spread off of us, man. You could take, because we understand that you're going to take the Bibles away from us. You're going to take YouTube away from us where we can learn truth from. You're going to try to take everything away from us just so we can't learn truth, man. But it says a federal judge on Tuesday ordered several Texas public school districts to take down posters displaying the Ten Commandments, and another victory for opponents of a law signed by the state's governor earlier this year, requiring the religious passages to be permanently posted in all classrooms. You see, it says several Texas public schools districts to take down posters displaying the Ten Commandments. So these devils trying to get rid of the Ten Commandments of Yahweh Bashem Shah, man. That's wicked, man. That's wicked. That's why we say this is a perverse, kingdom. This kingdom is, trying to denounce everything in Yahweh Bashem Shah, man. That's why the Lord, gonna have to take down this kingdom, man. Because this devil, is pretty much trying to get rid of, everything of Yahweh Bashem Shah, man. The names, his people. He trying to get rid of everything, man. That's why the Lord got to take this devil out of power, man. I mean, look at what this devil has been doing, man. This is unrighteous decree, man. That's why the Lord gonna have to, that's why the Lord said, man, this kingdom sins has reached up into heaven, man. Because of shit like this. Why are you trying to get rid of the commandments? The commandments is a righteous thing, man. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, right? Thou shalt obey thy mother and thy father. Thou shalt have no other God before me. Thou shalt not covet, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Those are, commandments that need to be upholded in this kingdom. It just thou shalt, acknowledge the Sabbath, what the Sabbath is today. Bro, you gotta understand, just those 10 commandments alone, will pretty much help this kingdom a lot. It would, bro. This adultery, like thou shalt not commit adultery. You know how many people commit adultery in a day, right? That's why a lot of killing go on, just by adultery alone itself. Just imagine if people start committing adultery. Just imagine they actually, if Esau really was upholding the laws of Yahweh Bashem Shah, just imagine, how much better of a kingdom this will be. Although we know that ain't gonna happen, but let's just say, this will be a much better kingdom. But we know that ain't gonna happen, man. Because why? This devil is backwards, man. But he wants somebody to follow his wicked laws, man. He'll uphold his laws to the T. But when it comes down to Yahweh Bashem Shah laws, it is what it is. You see? It says the primarily injunctions from Judge Orlando L. Garcia of the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Texas ordered 14 public schools districts to take down the posters by next month. So if I'm not mistaken, they're trying to get rid of this. They're trying to get rid of the commandments, by December. Because right now we're in the month of November. So they're trying to get rid of this, these 10 commandments that's been posted in classrooms by the end of this month. So they speedily trying to hurry up and take this away. And they understand that the truth is growing. This truth is steady growing each and every day, man. It says in June, Governor Greg Abbott passed a law mandating that the 10 commandments be displayed in a conspicuous location in every classroom. The law required the posters to be at least 16 inches wide and 20 inches tall, with front sizes and typeface that would ensure the text was legibly to a person with average vision from anywhere in the classroom. So that's a good thing that he's doing. Whether if he's, I'm pretty sure he's an Edomite, but hey, that's righteous. He could be a Jake. Who knows? It could be a Jake, because we do got Jakes that's in high positions, on this side, that may look like an Edomite, but they're a Jake, But he say he's basically, wanting it to be where they could see it, and that's a pretty decent, size poster, like it said, 16 inches wide, you know, and 20 inches tall. That's a pretty decent size poster. And the front size is pretty big, where you can see it. Somebody with an average vision can see, you know, from all angles of the classroom. You know, that's righteous, man. But these devils trying to get rid of righteousness, man. You know, they want nothing but wickedness on this side, man. You know, it says those who support the law, arguing that the 10 Commandments, the religious and ethical tenets of the Abrahamic faith, are a foundation part of the U.S. history and culture, while its critics says the mandate violates the separation of church and state. Hey, man, hey, first and foremost, the commandments is not U.S. history, man. You know, that's history of us being delivered out of ancient Egypt, man, that our forefather Moses gave us. Let's get that right, man. You know, second of all, you know, hey, in the kingdom, hey, the commandments gonna be posted every goddamn where, man. Whether if it's in Jerusalem or any other country, man, hey, them commandments gonna be everywhere, because the heathen gonna have to obey by the commandments when we get in the kingdom. They're gonna have their commandments up too. And then guess what? If they don't follow by the commandments, hey, we're gonna beat them upside the head, man. We're gonna knock some sense into them, man. You know? So, hey, talking about some, what they say, some people say it's a violation of separation of church and state. Nah, nigga, them commandments is gonna be everywhere, man. Because like I said, y'all gonna have to keep them. It says a group of 15 families from varied religious backgrounds filed a legal complaint against the law in September. Garcia, in his primarily injunctions issued Tuesday, wrote that it is impracticable, if not impossible, to prevent plaintiffs from being subject to unwelcome religions display without stopping school districts from enforcing the mandate. Garcia also said the plaintiffs are likely to prevail because the Texas law violates the establishment clause of the First Amendment, which prohibits the government from establishing a religion. Plaintiffs do not wish their children be pressured to observe, verdict, or adopted the religious doctrine contained in the 10 Commandments. He wrote nothing that the plaintiffs come from backgrounds including atheists, agnostics, Christian, Jewish, Baha'i, and Hindu. You know, but that's all I'm gonna read on this article. But you get the point, man. Hey, man, these devils trying to get rid of the commandments that Yahweh Shai gave us, man. They don't want us to have nothing of Yahweh Shai on this side, man. Hey, man, if it was possible, they would take the spirit that Yahweh Shai gave us up off of us, man. But they can't do nothing against that, man. Hey, what the scripture say, you can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth, roughly paraphrasing, man. You know? So let's get these scriptures, man. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe, and that word woe means what? It's death or destruction. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. You see, this is an unrighteous decree that these devils trying to perform, man. What's unrighteous about it? What's unrighteous about it is, hey, man, these commandments is righteous, and they don't want nothing. Like I said earlier, they don't want nothing to do with righteousness. That go to show you that these people are not righteous themselves, man. Because why would you want to get something that's righteous? You wanted to get something. You wanted to get rid of something righteous. Hey, man, we're gonna look at you fucked up, man. That means you want nothing but wickedness on this side, man. Hey, that's a true devil right now, man. That goes to show you that these devils don't want nothing to do with Yahweh Shai, man. You know, that goes to show you they don't want nothing to do with Yahweh Shai. Because if they did, they would keep it up. If anything, they wouldn't have, voted against it, man. That's an unrighteous decree that they trying to pass through, man. And the Lord said, what? Whoa, meaning dealt to you niggas, man. They're trying for you to try to get rid of one of my laws, man. But yet, like I said, they make laws where you can't speak out against, against the Skittle community, though. That's an unrighteous decree. You see that? That's why I say these devils want nothing but wickedness on this side. And that's why wickedness is at an all-time high. Because, why? Because these devils are ruling. So let's go over to now Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 10. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 10. It says, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not... Let me read that again. Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of unrighteousness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord Yahweh. You see, he's not trying to behold the majesty of Yahweh. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me get that word majesty. Hold up. And that word majesty.
Strong's H 1348. Geuth.
All right, and let's go over down to the Strong's. It says pride, majesty, proudly, raging, lifted up, excellent things. You see that? Excellent things. So the majesty of the Lord is excellent things. And what's excellent? The law. The law is an excellent thing, and this man is trying to get rid of that. It says what? In the land of unrighteousness, which this is the land of unrighteousness, right? Because he's trying to get rid of the Ten Commandments. That's unrighteousness. Like I was saying. It says, well, he did unjustly, you see, and would not behold the majesty of the Lord, Yahweh. You see, he would not behold the righteousness of the Lord, which means the excellent things, which is the law. The law is excellent, man. And this man trying to get rid of something that's excellent. Well, why are you doing that? Like, for example, this man get rid of trees, man. That's an excellent thing for the earth. That's how we get oxygen. Why are you trying to get rid of something like that, man? That's why we said, man, this man's the devil. But you niggas can't see that. But y'all kiss and want to kiss his ass, man. It says, let favor be shown to the wicked. Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Go read Malachi 1 and 4. It'll tell you who the wicked is. It said, yet will he not learn righteousness. This man can't learn righteousness. Why you think he's trying to get rid of the 10 Commandments inside of the schools, man? Because he don't want your kids to know about Yahweh Shem Shah. He want your kids to know about what? Money. Science. His science. Right? Things of that nature, man. So, this is the book of Habakkuk. Alright, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. You see that? The scripture says his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. This is not an upright thing. That's why he can't learn righteousness, because he's not upright. You see, let me say that again. That's why he can't learn righteousness, because he's not upright. If he was upright, he would know righteousness, and he would not be trying to do something. He wouldn't be trying to do something so wicked like this. That is a wicked thing that he's trying to do. Habakkuk said his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, man. That's tough. For the scriptures to say that you not upright, meaning you not right in the spirit, we got a problem. And this is a major problem. You getting rid of the Lord law. You basically casting the law before you, man. But yet want to bring forth your laws and want people to keep your laws. And then got the nerve to put on the back of the license plate, and God we trust. What God are you talking about? Because there's many gods. So it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not arraying him, but the just shall live by his faith. And at the end of the day, the elect is going to live by the faith of Yahweh Shem Shai. We're going to keep the word of Yahweh Shem Shai at the end of the day, man. You know, no matter if you try to take these laws, statute, commandments away from us, no matter what you take away from us, and we're still going to keep serving. You know? You can take away our Bibles, you can take away our phones, whatever, man. Just know, as long as Yahweh Shem Shai keep the spirit on us, we're going to continue to serve, man. So now let's end it with this last scripture. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye children of Israel. For the Lord Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, had a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. So the Lord, and you know, back then this was talking about the land of Israel, but now we could apply this scripture to this land, this wicked kingdom, America. Because the Lord said he got a controversy, meaning he got a problem, a serious problem with this land. Why? Because it says there's no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of Yahweh in the land. And this is what this man is trying to do. Get rid of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord in this land. Get rid of the commandments. That's truth. And this man is trying to get rid of that, man. For what? That would be my answer to him, my question for him. What is your purpose? Why are you trying to get rid of the commandments? Because we know it's something deeper than what y'all actually going to say. You know? I mean, why? Why you want the commandments removed so badly? What's so bad about the commandments? What's so bad about, you know, committing adultery? What's so bad about thou shalt not kill? What's so bad about thou shalt not steal? What's bad about that? You know, having no other guys before him. What's so bad about that, man? Please tell me. That goes to show you that these devils want nothing but, you know, wickedness in this earth, man. And that's why the Lord got to hurry up and take this man out of power. Because if not, this kingdom is just going to be really perverse, man. It's already perverse, but this shit going to be out the waters perverse, man. You know? So, Lord, well, this video was edifying. I'm going to close it with giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechak Wadash. Shalom till next time. Shalom.